Hey everybody, I'm David, and today I want to do my DC weekly rankings where I'm going to be ranking all the episodes of DCTV that aired this week. Let us begin with first, before I begin, I should explain why I didn't have one last week. Because Krypton, the fourth episode of Krypton, wasn't released last week on iTunes right away. That's how I'm watching the show. I bought the season pass on iTunes, so the episodes go directly to my iTunes account. Also because I don't have the Sci-Fi Network here in Canada, so I have basic cable, guys. So bear with me. And so it felt weird doing a list last week without having to watch Krypton, knowing that there was a new Krypton episode that aired. This week, though, I'm all caught up. Krypton, episode 4 and 5, I got caught up. If you want to know, last week's winner would have been Arrow. And the last one, I don't remember who would have been last week. It might have been... I might have been giving it to Flash. Which, let us get started with our number 6 least favorite episode this week is The Flash, Season 4, Episode 18, Lose Yourself. I don't remember what the episode before this one was, so I can't say if it was worse than the other one, but I'm not going to say this one was terrible. But Ralph, again, is the focus. Yes, he wasn't annoying like he has been in some episodes this season. They do find the Thinker's lair. This Thinker storyline is just kind of bothering me right now. I'm just kind of over it. I just want this thing to wrap up. I was hoping the Thinker would have been a great villain because he was different from the speedster villains, but it seems like he's just not an interesting villain to really have me excited about this. I just want this season to now end. And yeah, that's why it's the weakest episode this week. There were some good moments, but there were some moments I could have said, I want to get to the next episode now. Next, I have Arrow, Season 6, Episode 19, The Dragon. This gives us a lot on Diaz, and if you watch my review, you know I like the episode, but thinking about it as a whole, the more I got to think about it more, it was a little boring at times. And it was a super downgrade from the previous week's episode. Last week's episode of Arrow, which would have been my number 1 last week if I had done the DC Weekly rankings, this is a serious downgrade from last week's episode. It kind of lost the momentum that it had from last week. I wish this episode would have aired last week and this one would have aired this week, especially knowing that there's only 4 more episodes to go. Next on my list, I have Supergirl Season 3, Episode 14, Shot Through the Heart. We get a whole episode dedicated to Win Shot. His father died, the original Toyman. Someone else is now being Toyman. He gets reunited with his mother, his estranged mother. And this was a nice little comeback, especially for a season that I've been really disappointed in. I was kind of thinking this was going to be my least favorite episode of the week. I wasn't impressed by the previews that I've seen, but I was pleasantly surprised. Very happy throughout this entire episode. It was an enjoyable episode, and hopefully this is a sign of things to come for the remaining couple of episodes, because it was a nice refreshment, I guess, from the downer of what this season has been so far for me. So, Supergirl, your return was so far so good. Keep it up. Next, I have Gotham, Season 4, Episode 19, To Our Deaths and Beyond. Ra's al Ghul, or Ra's al Ghul, returns from the dead, and Barbara is trying to find her place in the League of Assassins. She thinks this is all hers. Bruce gets into some action here. Selena, Leslie, and Enigma are having their little thing. Gordon and Bullock are investigating stuff. Yeah, this was a good episode, especially coming off of the Jeremiah episode, or Jerome episodes. We know Jerome is coming back, but there was a part of me saying, man, I wish we could see what's going on with Jerome's twin brother, the real Joker now, I guess. But for what it was, I think it was a fine little episode. So we got that, and it pushed the story forward, which is getting me very excited for this No Man's Land storyline that they're getting ready to push for season 5. If they get picked up for a season 5, which I hope so. I really like Gotham. I know it's not the best show out of these DCTV shows, but I think when it hits good, it hits good. I think there's stuff there that they do on their own. They don't rely too much on the comics, even though I think they wish they could have. Like, we should have just made up a straight up Batman TV series. Yeah, it's a little too late now, but hey, work with what you got, and you guys, sometimes you pull it out, so keep doing it. Next, I have Krypton, Season 1, Episode 5, House of Zod. I literally watched this episode last night. It was really good, but I think the best part obviously came at the very end. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody that hasn't seen the latest episode of Krypton. If you haven't been watching Krypton at all, go check it out. I think it's one of the best and strongest DC shows on right now. And definitely, if what the end is showing us, there's going to be a lot of potential for upcoming storylines and things on where they could go with this. So I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, I'm not gonna spoil it. So let's move on to my number one favorite episode this week. Black Lightning, Season 1, Episode 13, Shadows of Death, The Book of War. This was the season finale, so they had to pull out all the stops, and I felt they delivered on all the stops, and they had a satisfying ending, but to still leaving things open for Season 2 to continue on. It had a strong start, it had a strong middle, and then it has a very strong ending. So I think Black Lightning really delivered on its first season. I think there's a lot more for improvement in Season 2. But right now, I like these characters, and I can't wait to see more of them. I want them to get into the Arrowverse. They don't have to be part of Arrow's Earth exactly. They could be on another Earth if the creators of Black Lightning still want that freedom, because I've been reading some quotes from one of the producers, and that's how they kind of feel like, oh, we don't want to cross over with the Arrowverse shows. And I'm like, why? That's the fun thing, is seeing these characters team up and have fun together. It's cool seeing like characters from different shows interact with each other. And I get you want to stand on your own and show that, hey, see, we don't need other shows to be reliant and whatever. That's not the point. The point is having fun with these characters. So let them interact. Give us the comics we've always wanted to see in live action form. That's why people are loving cinematic universes right now, especially when it comes to the superhero stuff. Give us a little bit of that. Have fun with it. And don't be emo like Gotham. You know, Gotham wants to be the emo kid in the corner. Let him. Don't be like that, Black Lightning. You have this opportunity to have fun with the rest of these characters. I want to see Stephen Amell or Green Arrow, Oliver Queen teaming up with Jefferson and Black Lightning Jefferson. You know what I'm saying. I want to see Black Lightning and Green Arrow teaming up, because those are the two shows that I think have more in common than the producers might realize. Like, Green Arrow is very different from Supergirl and Flash, but I think he has more in common in tone with the whole mafia and gang stuff. That's what Arrow deals with too. So I think those two would go perfectly hand in hand. So anyways, great season finale. Tell me your thoughts, everybody, on which shows you think delivered this week. Which was the weakest one? Do you agree that it was The Flash? Maybe you thought it was Supergirl or Gotham or any of these shows that you might watch. Maybe you think Krypton is overrated. Comment below, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and until next week, take care.